biggest advance in AI has been for it to get smarter by itself. And this really happened over the last year or so with the advent of AI agents and agentic platforms like Manus and Claude Code, my two big daily drivers for almost everything that I do with AI. It's either in Claude Code or it's in Manus. I have a whole video about the 4 tools I use every day. I'll link in the description below. But with this, the thing we really want to do is have this continuous learning feedback loop for the AI and the system that we're using to get smarter. And that's really the magic behind the compound engineering plugin that the team at Every, so every.to, they're a really great resource for kind of everything AI these days. They have this compound engineering plugin that takes and kind of puts Claude Code for development on steroids and just makes it really, 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 really robust. And one of it is like the compounding kind of feedback and iterative learning loop that it goes on. I tried it the other day and I liked it, but I'm not a hardcore developer and it ate up a ton of tokens. So it's a little too heavy for me. But this is the beauty of these things being open source, is we can take the concepts of the compound engineering program or plugin and apply it to like how we want to do things, right? And so what we're going to do today is I'm redesigning my personal website in Claude Code with Next.js and Sanity as a CMS, just because I'm using Framer right now for my personal website and it's just like too clunky. Like I'm trying to redesign a page right now and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to move all these kind of blocks and components and stuff. And I just want to talk to Claude Code and have it do it. So we started this on a previous video and it's terrible right now, but we're going to improve it a little bit today. And I want to show you how we're going to install an iterative learning feedback loop so that every time we commit code, it learns what just happened and updates the kind of preferences that we have inside our Claude Code project, so it gets smarter and smarter and makes fewer and fewer mistakes over time. That's really the magic here, okay? So here we have the compound engineering plugin, and we have my very bad website right now, right? So we have this compared to what my real website looks like. Okay, so, and then like I do some coaching and this is the coaching page and this is the one I'm redesigning right now. So, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna talk to Claude Code about this. Like I don't have any magic. I don't really know how to do what we're talking about doing here other than giving an example of a very smart thing and saying, hey, make another thing that kind of looks like this, right? And so we're just gonna paste in the URL here and then I'm gonna talk to Claude Code and we're gonna put this in plan mode. Plan mode being like a place where you can do some thinking and iterate on things to get really smart before you decide to do things, okay? And so I'll use Super Whisper, which is one of the 4 tools that I use all the time to just talk to Claude Code here. I want to create an iterative, ongoing learning loop in this Claude Code project. I'm including a link to the compound engineering plugin here in this prompt. And I want you to learn from this compound engineering plugin. It does a lot of things, but the thing I really want to extract out of this is its concept of compounding, of learning as it goes, your preferences, your styles, how you like to work, so that it doesn't make the same mistake in the future. And so it's building persistent context and preferences about you. I would imagine that we'll do this via a set of skills that are invoked every time we commit code. That's just how I would imagine we do this, but I want to take your perspective on things. So first, analyze the compound engineering repo, understand what it does, then extract these bits of like ongoing continuous learning from it, and then help me come up with a way that we can do the same thing without installing this plugin, because the plugin is just way too much for what I need, but I want this concept of ongoing learning in this repo. So take the best practices from this plugin and this ecosystem, and let's come up with a way to do this in this Claude Code project. Cool. And like this is it, right, guys? Like this is AI these days, right? You have a thing and you're like, hey, that's cool, but I don't really like all of that. Especially that's the beauty of like GitHub and things being open source is you can, and so it's asking us, hey, do we want to access this? I'll say, yep. I'm just going to say yes. Always go to GitHub, right, for this project. So take this concept and then kind of morph it into this other thing that that we want to do, right? So what is clone the repository and analyze its structure? I guess that's okay. I don't want to install the plugin because it's just really heavy and it eats up tokens a lot. but it's just in a temporary folder. Okay, so it's asking this. It's going to analyze it just on the computer here because it's a really big plugin. Yeah. Just read. And so while it's zhuzhing, let's just come over here. So you can install this if you want. It's really great. And it has these kind of concepts. So plan mode, really complex plan mode. It does work that reviews and it compounds. Document learnings to make work easier. So maybe I just need to say, hey, like this is probably what we're looking for here. So let's just come over here and say we're probably... I'm going to put the tilde thing in front of it here. Just to mean like, I don't want to call this, but if you put, and this is the thing right below escape on a Mac keyboard, it just means like, I don't want to actually run this / command, but I just want you to see this. So this is where it would show up as like in a different kind of font in a regular editor. So it's still kind of zhuzhing here and doing its thing. And this message is just queued. It's not actually going out there and doing it. But once Claude is done, it will go. So I don't want to interrupt it here because it's kind of doing its thing. It'll probably do its thing for another couple minutes. And while it does, we're going to come over and check out this repo more. Each unit of engineering work should make subsequent units easier, not harder. Yep, I totally agree. And they have a bunch of content around this, which is all excellent. So let's go and look at... Let's see if we can find, okay, so code skills, agent browser. So these are all the skills that it has, front-end design, so we don't need all this compound docs. Maybe this is what we want. Automatically document solved problems to build searchable institutional knowledge. Yep, this is what we want. Cool. So it has access to these skills and it has these preconditions. Interesting. I'm not really sure what that is, to be honest. Single file architecture, each problem documented, one markdown file in its symptom category. Ooh, cool. Okay, so cool. Yeah, so if we go to our editor, and I'm using Zed as an editor these days, I have the node server running here in the bottom, but we have this .claude folder, and this is a very bare bones kind of setup here. I don't have any skills, I don't have any agents or anything like it running, and I would suppose that we'll start building the skills and the agents and the context here as we go. So that's what I would suppose. We'll see what happens and what Claude Code comes back with. So let's see. Okay, cool. So we're in plan mode. It analyzed everything. Okay, so where should learnings be stored? Yep, just like I said. So Claude learnings, just for this project. Yeah, so I don't believe that the things we learn here will apply over everything we do on my whole computer. No, I don't believe that. That would be kind of cross-contaminating. How should the post-commit learnings capture work? Let's see. So it could be manual, and I'd have to type /learn. That seems hard. Prompt after commits, hook ask anything worth remembering after each commit. That's fine. Auto detect plus prompt. Detect phrases like that fixed it and prompt to capture. I think I would want it to ask me, and then it's smart enough I can just say, hey, yep, that thing we do, the way we built that button is what I want. So I'm going to have it prompt me. Should /recall automatically be invoked when planning? Yep. And so what that is probably going to do is it's going to go back to our example here to this folder where all the context, all the learnings are, and it'll fetch all that. So when we enter plan mode, like we are here, it'll say, okay, I am in plan mode. I need to go get smart. I need to learn all the things that Craig said he liked before I start planning this thing. To load that context in as we go to solve a problem. That's cool. That's the best way, right? Because plan mode is where 90% of the real thinking should happen. And then from there, it's really not that hard for you or the AI system to do its job. But it needs to get all the context and it gets all the intentionality and direction that it can and should up front. Cool. Okay. Okay, now I need to verify how Claude Code hooks and skills actually work to ensure implementation is correct. Cool. You should know that, but that's cool. And we don't have any of that stuff in this project, right? If you go back to the editor, it's really very basic. Do I want to search? Yeah, just search. If we go back to the editor, like there's no claude.md file or anything here, right? This is really bare bones. This was just like a 15-minute video of me trying to clone my site. And it turned out pretty poorly, but we're going to continue with this because I'm just tired of using a CMS. So that'll be a whole nother video if you want to follow along, subscribe to make sure you get that. and see how I'm redesigning my site with Claude Code without a CMS at all. So it'd be pretty cool. And by the way, guys, if this has been helpful so far, we're not even like scratching the surface of this, but if it's been helpful so far in conceptualizing kind of, hey, how can we learn from a really absolute like industry standard best practice kind of plugin like compound engineering, and then take the parts we want from it and implement a lighter weight customized version in the things we're doing. If this has been helpful, please consider subscribing below. I'm putting out a ton of great content like this so we all can level up in our AI efforts going forward. So please subscribe if it's been helpful. Sure appreciate it. Okay, great. So we have a plan. Let's see what the plan came up with here. Okay, what we're building is a simple 3-file learning system stored in /learnings. Cool. So /learn/recall, post commit hook that prompts anything worth remembering. Yep, cool. Design decisions, append only markdown files instead of complex YAML schemes. Project level storage, native Claude Code skills and hooks, no plugin needed, prompts after commits rather than auto detecting. So we're going to say patterns, solutions, preferences, and then it will have these skills. This all seems fine. The one thing that I want to clarify is it talked about just appending things. And I can imagine these files getting really huge. And there was some data out recently that you want your like .claude or .agents or agents.md file to be a certain length. Otherwise, it's going to be like way too much context for the LLM to load each time. So I want to make sure that we're keeping each of these files an appropriate length so that they're able to be loaded in context and kind of understood. So let's just come down here and say, I don't want to just get started yet. So let's just come down here and say, this all looks good, but I want to make sure that the append only mode doesn't create learnings files that are way too big. So how can we ensure that each learning file is a reasonable size so that it can be loaded into context and understood without filling up context windows and memory limits? If we need to think about creating separate ones for separate functional areas, that's fine, but somehow we need to manage the total knowledge capacity within this if we're going to be adding to the learnings over time. And again, guys, like, I don't have to have the answer. Right? I don't have to have the answer. I am a director of agents. That's all that I am. Like, that should be my official title, is director of agents. Because all I need to say is like, hey, this is kind of the plan. Okay, cool. Like, that plan's 95% of the way there, but there's this thing that I see that probably isn't exactly right. Make sure that you have unbounded growth would defeat the purpose. Let me add knowledge management strategy. Cool. Right? It's a lot smarter than me. It sure as heck knows how to do this in a really consistent, manageable way so that I can just say, go and do it. Cool. Okay, so does this knowledge management approach work for you? 50 entries per active file. Cool. Compaction via compact skill merges, duplicate. Yep. Okay, it's going to warn me when it... Yeah, that's fine. You know, this is one where, like, over time we might change how. Like, I see this split by functional from the start. So like, I'm building a website, so it might be like design and tone of voice and perspective and products that I offer. Each of those might be like a functional area. If you're building an app, like it's front end, it's back end, it's API or whatever. I'm just going to go with it for now, but just know that like there's a couple of different ways you could do this. But I'm glad it asked me that question. I'm not sure about like it's going to ask me to compact on its own. I would want it to do that automatically. And so we'll just go with this for now. And in long-term practice of this, I probably would build an agent. And again, an agent is something that would work automatically. So what would probably happen is the alert or the trigger would say, hey, it's time to compact. Invoke the agent, and the agent would figure out how to clean up all of that context. That's probably how I would instrument it. But for the 10 minutes we've spent working on this, this is a really good start, right? And say, cool, I understand everything. These are the tasks. I'm going to do all this stuff, and we're going to create it, and we're going to tick these tasks off. Yep, and I'm just going to let it roll, right? This is the kind of thing that I would just set and go and believe that it's going to do the 95% correct and that it's going to give me everything that I need. And so what's going to happen from here is every time I do something and I commit code, it's going to learn my preference. And it's going to learn how I like things and what we learned about building this website together. Then next time we go do a thing, I won't have to explain it to the system again. And this is the cool thing, like context in Claude Code is limited to a session, or if you clear context, like it's gone, right? Now we're persisting this memory forever in a way that's manageable. So pretty powerful. So what's the so what of this for you, right? The so what of this for you is take this concept and implement it into whatever you're doing into Claude Code and whatever you're building, because memory and context management is the name of the game when it comes to any AI system, and especially agents, because they should be getting smarter and smarter over time. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did and got some value, please consider subscribing down below, ring the bell, give it a like, and we'll see you next time.